Hello everyone. Today I shall be talking about HLOOKUP function in Excel. Like the VLOOKUP function discussed in our last video, HLOOKUP function is used to search for a value and return associated variable value from a range, table, worksheet, different workbook. Why the VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup, the HLOOKUP stands for horizontal lookup. The HLOOKUP, like the VLOOKUP, has 4 arguments: the lookup value, the table array, the row index number, and the range lookup. So the lookup value is what you want to look for, what the value you are looking up for. And then the table array is where you want to look for that value. The range, where do you want to look for it? Then the row index number, the row in the range containing the value to return. And then the range lookup helps to specify if you want the exact or approximated match. So in that case, you can use 1 or true to indicate for approximate match, or 0 or false for an exact match. Things to note about HLOOKUP: the variables are specified in the row. They are specified in the row. Let's say you have column A. In row 1, you have variable 1. Row 2, you have variable 2. And then row 3, have variable 3 and 4. Why the values associated with that variable are stored in the column, like column A, B, C, D, E, and all that will house the value associated with the variable stored in column A. Then you need to identify the row, storing the value you're looking for. That's the lookup value. You need to identify that. Then you select the range starting from that very row storing or housing that particular value you're looking for. And when you specify that range, after selecting that range, there is need to make it absolute reference so that there will not be shift in the range reference. So you also need to note that there's no need for you to include the headers, that's the variable name, while selecting the range. They just practicalize what we have just said. So these are the files we used in our last video when we discussed about VLOOKUP. The link to that VLOOKUP video I will include the description of this video. You can just go ahead, check it out if you have not gone through that. Here we have information about the products being sold by this company, and we have it in this format, and this is the format we used for the VLOOKUP function. You can see the variable name stored in each column here. So what if we have this data transposed and stored in this format, and we have the variable names here on the row and column A row? So we have each row representing a variable, and then here we have the product ID and the value stored across the column, and then we have the product name and also the names of those products stored across the column, and then we have the price category and all this. What if we have this in this format? So for the purpose of this class, I've transposed this data here. So let us use HLOOKUP function to get this information about that's the supplier, retail and retail price, and then category information about this product called fish. So to get started, we specify equal HLOOKUP. Once at this point, you can just press the tab key. Okay, the first argument, like we said, is the lookup value, the value you want to look for. So we select this, make reference to this fish. That's what we are looking for. That's the value. Then the table array, like we said, once you identify the value you're looking for, identify the variable or the role housing that value you're looking for. What we are looking for is stored in the product name. So we have the role here. So we can just go ahead and select that role, and then the range we want to search for those things. And we also noted that there is need for you to make this this range selection absolute reference. So you can just go ahead, press F4 to make it an absolute reference, comma, and then the role index number we want to return. In this case, we are returning the supplier. So the index number will be, from here we have 1. From the starting point, we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, and then 4. So the index we want to return, the role index number we want to return is index 4. So just specify 4 and enter comma. And then we want the exact match. In that case, we can just specify 0, or we can go ahead and select the false to get the exact match. In this case, I would be using 0, and I'll close the parentheses and press enter. So we have the supplier. We can as well search for the retail price of this product and then the category it belongs to. So we can just go ahead, run HLOOKUP, and then we are looking for this. So specify the range. The range is just like that. And then we want the category, which is index number. This is 1, 2, 3, 3. So index number 3, that's what we want, and we just want the exact match. You can just specify that and close that. Okay, so here we want the price, and the price in index 2, role index number 2. So we can just specify that and enter. Then we can as well just go ahead, specify for this one, HLOOKUP. This is what we're looking for, and where we're looking for it is here. Then we want to make it absolute reference. Okay, that's just one. Okay, make it an absolute reference. Okay, and then the range is 3, category, and we want the exact match. Okay, so this, we need to make this absolute reference. Okay, here we have the product, the supplier, the price, and then the category of that product. Okay, let's look at another example. Let's open the sales data. Okay, here we have the sales data, and we want to use HLOOKUP to fetch the retail prices from the product table to the sales data, from the product workbook, product data workbook to the sales data workbook. So HLOOKUP. Okay, we want we have the product ID there, and we have product ID here. There's no other connecting a variable here between this table and this other table apart from the product ID. So that would become the value we are looking for. So here we have the product ID, comma, the range we are looking for is here, and we want to return the retail price 1, 2, 3. The retail price is index, roll index number 3, and we want the exact match. Close it, hit enter, and here we have the retail price. So we can just double click and fill up. Okay, the gross sales. So the gross sales will be units sold multiply by the retail price. Units sold multiplied by the retail price. We have this. We can just go ahead, double click, refresh orders. So we can as well go ahead, calculate the revenue, which will be this multiplying by open bracket 1 minus discount. Okay, hit enter. We'll have this. Let's go ahead, calculate this. Okay, that's simple, very simple. So you can just go ahead and do, some little formatting. Let me just start from here. Yeah, let's have just 2 decimal places. So it's looking better now. Okay, so let's take a look at just one more example. Here I have a table. So let's take a look at how the HLOOKUP function works on the table. So here we are looking for the product ID. Okay, here you can see that what we are actually specifying here, and here on the table you are specifying the whole the column, okay, just like what we have here. So in this case, you just need to enter this formula once, and it is calculated for every row here. In our last in the VLOOKUP video, I told us we have over 299,000 transactions here. So we can just specify the product ID. That's what we're looking for inside this array. And we want the retail price stored in row index number 3, and we want the exact match. Let's go ahead and close that. You can see you don't need to enter or do any other thing. Once you enter it, the first formula on the table, you are done, and you have every other one calculated. So the same thing we did. Let's just go ahead and calculate the gross sales multiplying by retail. Okay, yes, we have that. So the revenue will be the sales multiply by 1 minus discount. Close. Yeah, thank you so much for watching our video, and we'd like you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave a comment. Tell us what you would like us to work on, and we'll consider it and work on it. Thank you so much.